kickoff, so they will kick the extra point here from the regular mark from the 2-yard line is where they'll snap the ball. So in to kick for the Vikings, number 17, James Kite, for his second PAT of the game. Vikings are lined up. There is the count, the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up, and it is good.
14-7. Now the score in favor of the Tennessee High Vikings as we have less than a minute to go in the first quarter at the Stone Castle. So that turnover turns right into points for the Tennessee High Vikings. They made quick work of it as they made a couple of big plays. Too many big plays being allowed right now as Bearcat defense.
Right, they went 80 yards in just a little bit of no time. Virginia High, that is that critical quick switch we talk about a lot. There was Virginia High marching in, looking like they were going to line up and score. Not quite able to do it. Let's go with what happened first. The penalty, the offensive pass interference, I guess, is really what stalled that drive. Go back to our pregame show. It just takes the little things to really get this Virginia High Bearcat offense off the rails. There was a perfect example. They come back and try to get it all back in one play. Throw the interception in the end zone. Tennessee High takes advantage. 14-7, 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
So Vikings with the lead for the first time today as they'll have to kick it off from their 25-yard line. So the Bearcats should end up with decent field position, but if the boots like it was the last time from Tennessee High, it could just be about the same. So the crowd over here in the maroon happy with what they've seen. The Cats, nothing to hang their head about. They've driven the ball both times, taken advantage of it once. That was the first bad decision Jamie made tonight.
It was. But he's got to shake it off now. You're certainly not out of this ball game by any means. Still in the first quarter. You're just down a score, getting ready to get the football back.
Another good kick out to the 15-yard line. He kicked it from the 25. Davidson with a full steam ahead out past the 40, and he falls forward there as he's spun down at the 41-yard line. Nice return by Davidson. He out-kicked the coverage a bit there on the kickoff, and Davidson able to get going a bit, and good blocking by the Bearcat kick return team.
All right, let's shake off. Jamie needs to shake off that interception, get going, get back to what we've been doing all night up until that turnover. Let's get down there and get another score. 14-7. Tennessee High leads 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
We talked about big plays. Cole McBride, the quarterback, 81 yards rushing so far for the Vikings. So Coach Christ up on the video board there giving in the signs.
We thank Kevin Corbett for getting that stat together for us.
2 wide to the left, 1 up top to the right as Lathrop's going to roll out for more time. Had Bazell down low, and they throw it out of bounds. Coach Mays with a nice catch on the sideline for the Vikings as Lathrop got planted around the 35 after the pass was out of his hand.
Yeah, that was Kelvin Coleman laying the hit there for Tennessee High. He didn't get to him to get the sack, but he let him know he was there after the throw. 2nd down 10 from the Tennessee High 41-yard line.
40 seconds on the clock, 2nd down and 10. Johnny Delaney out in the slot as Colton Ratcliffe will come out wide to the bottom. Again, we don't have any idea of a play clock until we get a signal from one of the referees. As the Cats are in the pistol formation, 4 wide, 2 on each side. Rose in the backfield. They will hand it off to Rose, off to the left side. He gets a couple of blockers up past the 50. Rose is loose down to the 40, inside the 35, and he's finally brought down. Nice run by Aaron, 25 yards, and it's a first down brought to you by BSN Sports in Bristol with 31 seconds to go.
Devin Rosenbaum, the number 71 for Tennessee High, he called up to him. Rose just drug him 5 yards with him riding on his back to keep on chugging. Big first down for the Bearcats. Over to the Tennessee High of the field, down to the Viking 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
53 yards rushing for Aaron Rose tonight so far through the first quarter. This is Stevie Thomas in the backfield with Lathrop now, and they'll work Thomas up the middle. He falls forward right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a half a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last play of the quarter. And it appears it will be. 14-7, Vikings leading the Virginia High Bearcats here in the 102nd edition of the VT game. We've seen big plays by both teams. And the Cats threw the first punch, but the Vikings have scored 14 unanswered. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back for more from the Stone Castle.
You're listening to the best high school football in the Tri-Cities on the Bearcat Sports Radio Network.
Titans go!
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely.
Hollywood, here we come!
The trip! And you know it's super
your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly.
We're finally on the big screen.
Have a seat, my dude.
For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Gotcha. That's a wise move.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Bearcat Radio is brought to you by State Line Motors. Visit State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol.
Welcome back to the 102nd VT game. The Stone Castle rocking as we're through one quarter from Bristol, Tennessee, as the Cats are back across the 50 on offense. Let's see if we can cap one in and try to get this thing tied back up at the 12-minute mark. Saw a lot in that first quarter for sure. We talked about depth, but right now we're running up and down the field with it. You got to wonder if we're going to be able to hold out.
Well, I like the way that the Cats are doing it on offense. You know, it's a little mix of run, pass. Going to give that to Stevie Thomas right up the middle.
And that'll bring up third down and about 7 is what we're going to see here from the 32-yard line if you're the Bearcats.
Well, you're basically, like you said earlier, in no man's land here, so it's probably 4-down territory. If you can get a little bit of the yardage here, that'll help to go for it on 4th down. You're too close to punt and too far to kick a field goal.
And they're giving Rose a breather here for this 3rd down and long. 3rd and 7 as Lathrop gets the play call. Stevie Thomas in the backfield, Ratcliffe in the slot to the right. Will Brown, a wide receiver, out wide to the left side as they'll roll Lathrop off to the right side. Lathrop holding the ball, running out of real estate, throws wide and Hyde of Bazell. Maybe held on to that ball a bit too long, cut the field in half, and the Viking defense sort of crowded over in that area. He threw it behind Bazell, incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. And let's see, it looks like the Bearcats are going to go for it here.
Yeah, definitely going for it. Aaron Rose checking back into the game now for the Cats. It's going to be, their first 4th down of the ball game, 4th and 7 from the Viking 32-yard line. 11:15 remaining in the second quarter.
4th down of the ball game, 4th down of the year, the first 4th down the Cats have went for this season. It comes here in game 3 against Tennessee High, and they're at the 32-yard line. Have to get it to the 25. So 4th down and 7. 2 wide on each side, 2-by-2 formation here in the pistol as Lathrop talks to his offensive line. Let's see what Tennessee High decides to do offensively. Coach Christ will call the second timeout.
I was watching the back judge here. They again, there's no play clock, but he was counting. Dave was doing his little last 5-second deal there, so they rolled it down to only 5 seconds. That's tough. You know, you think at this day and time that every high school would have a play clock. So we're incredibly surprised that they don't have one here. And it's tough because we got one over at Virginia High, so we're used to seeing it. We had it at Tazewell. We got it everywhere we go. And I'm surprised to not see it here. But forces the Cats to use their second time out of the game here just at the start of the second quarter.
Maybe that's why it's a little bit of an advantage if you
That's right, yeah.
it.
Give them a little bit of an advantage here.
It's sort of like a hospitality thing, I guess. If you got what, it sort of helps out.
And the clock's important for an offense like the Bearcats. You know, all the plays are basically called in from the sideline using cue cards or hand signals or whatever, so the players have to look. They got to check down, check their play bands on their wrist. So it's really important that they be able to see a clock. But big 4th down coming. And then again, Chris, they got to get this play right because the momentum, and now you can feel it kind of shifting a little bit. Let's stop it before Tennessee High. We don't want to give them the ball back and let them just march down the field and hang another score on us here.
Yeah, it's a big risk here, really, but you can't punt it, and you're outside the limits of Ratcliffe. At least so far, he hasn't made one from that far.
Right, yeah. You know, most likely you're going to punt it into the end zone, and you're just talking about a 10-yard advantage.
2-by-2 formation. They'll do the play fake to Rose. Lathrop rolling out, being chased. He throws wide to Ratcliffe, sliding. First down, Cats. They convert the 4th down and 7. What a play. The senior-to-senior hookup. And that'll move the chains for a BSN Sport first down.
Yeah, big throw. Isaac Trivett for Tennessee High was right there on the heels to make the sack.
He was breathing
for
down
the Vikings, but Lathrop able to give it away for the big first down. Almost gets to the red zone, just down to the Viking 21-yard line. That's where it'll be 1st and 10. Bearcats 10:56 remaining in the second quarter.
Lathrop and Ratcliffe, not the only 2 seniors to make a smart play there. Aaron Rose had to turn, was blocking the man in pursuit and let off of him before he blocked him in the back and let that play really live. And Rose gets a gap inside the 20, down to the 10. He runs over a couple of Vikings down to the 8-yard line. There's the power runner. Another carry, his 7th of the day, and it's 14-7 Cats, but we're inside the State Line Motors red zone. And inside even further to the 8-yard line. First down and goal coming up for the Bearcats.
State Line Motors on Euclid Avenue in Bristol, proud sponsor of Bearcat Radio. Check out their entire inventory online at StatelineMotorsVA.com.
And Rose has had 2 touchdowns in each of the first 2 games. You have a feeling he's going to have to do that, if not more, tonight, not counting what he has to do as a linebacker.
First and goal here from the 9. The Cats are taking their time. Again, that we don't have a clock to go by, so we don't know how close to the snap clock they are.
2-by-2 formation. This time they'll run with Rose, and he's met at the line, and they'll blow the whistle dead as his forward progress was stopped.
Got to give him pick up about a yard, it looks like.
So he gets 1 on the carry, and it'll bring up second down at 7. So let's see where the Cats go. This is one of those wide-open offenses where you feel more comfortable with us almost back at the 25 than you do inside the 10.
Yeah, Rose is going to check out the game. Stevie Thomas coming back in. Give Rose a breather. Good call there by Coach Chris. Try to keep some fresh running backs in there.
Because it is cooling off a bit because, like we said, it was about 8 degrees short of 100, if not closer, earlier today. But it's still humid out here.
Cats still having a little trouble getting the play call in. They're going to have to burn their third and final timeout of this half.
And Coach Chris putting his hands on his hips, not happy with the Cats having to burn that last timeout. And Jamie says he can't see the hand signals, at least on the video board he was showing. And so the Cats burn their final timeout, but a second down and 9 from the 8-yard line. We'll see what can happen here.
Well, certainly don't want to waste an opportunity here, so it may be a wise timeout. But, yeah, he could not see what was going on. So,
but I tell you, if you're going to use 2 timeouts on a drive, you got to cap it off.
That's it. Hey, fans, we want to take a minute to thank our game sponsor, Sesco Group Insurance. For all of your auto, home, life, and commercial insurance needs, call Bearcat alumni Jason Stevens at 276-644-9130. He's offering the right policy with great rates. Sesco Group Insurance.
Sesco, one of our primary sponsors. Also, of course, State Line Motors does a lot for us. We're in the State Line Motors red zone at the moment. So we'll see. Aaron Rose will get an extra breath here, too. That was really the first time the Vikings have been able to really clog him up tonight on that previous carry. So we'll see what the Cat package looks like when we come out. We're going to bring Bradley and put him at running back beside Stevie Thomas, that is, up to the left side on the lone side as we go handoff off to the right side by Bradley as he pounds and lowers his shoulder down to the 7-yard line. Not much there, and it'll bring up third down and 7. Third down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to put you in a interesting spot here. If you don't pick this up, do you take the field goal here, you think? Yeah, you got to need a little something, I guess, to break the Viking momentum. You felt it shifting their way until Virginia High converted the big fourth down there. Third and goal to go from the 7-yard line, just under 9 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
There are some real issues with the Bearcat play calling right now, getting it in. I don't know if there's a glare or something from the lights that Jamie's just having a hard time. As they get the snap off, they'll hand it off up the middle, and inside the 5 goes Stevie Thomas. Now Lathrop will jog over to the sideline, and I don't know if they're going to kick. And it looks like Coach Chris is going to kick.
Yep, yeah, they're going to put the field goal unit in here.
What do you think it could be down there?
I don't know. But there is some serious confusion. Well, now let's see. Are we kicking?
Yeah, Colton's out there at the block.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, Jamie does the holding, so it's kind of an odd. But 8:14 to go, and the clock rolling here. 14-7, the lead for Tennessee High. But Colton Ratcliffe going to line up about a 29-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, this is a good call here. Like I said, break the Tennessee High momentum. The ball's just on the right hash, so not a bad angle to kick from. And let's see, here comes the count. There's the snap. Good snap. The kick is up, and they got a hand on it, it looked like, but it is no good.
Missed it off to the right. No good. So we used 2 timeouts on that drive, drove it again down inside the red zone, but can't cash in. That's back-to-back times. And all 3 drives for the Cats have been productive drives, but only 7 points to show.
Yeah, that front line of the Vikings got in there. There was about 8 guys back in the backfield ready to So on the missed field goal, Tennessee High will take over at their own 20-yard line.
You reckon that's a new rule that they've added in on a miss? You get it? Huh. So they'll do a quick change of possession here as they'll try to get to the edge on the carry. Cuts back inside. The Bearcats break him down after a gain of about 8. on the first down run. That time it